Morning everyone. I am Neha Rawat, Assistant Professor in MLT Department at Jayoti Vidyapeeth, Women University, Jaipur, Rajasthan. Today I am presenting on my topic that is about the jaundice. So here I begin. First of all, we should know the definition of jaundice, that is, the yellow discoloration of skin and sclera as a result of hyperbilirubinemia, which means the hypercondition of bilirubin inside the bloodstream, and the sclera, that is the first place to become jaundiced. Now, in the next slide, we learn how the bilirubin is formed, that is, by the hemoglobin metabolism. Bilirubin is a product of metabolism of hemoglobin 80% and other heme containing proteins like myoglobin or cytochrome, that is around 20%. Degradation of hemoglobin into bilirubin takes place in macrophages. Bilirubin is then excreted into plasma and binds with albumin. So here in the flow chart we can see RBC after 120 days gets broken down into hemoglobin, and further the hemoglobin is broken down into globular globin protein, which is further distributed into amino acids, and the heme portion is converted into biliverdin, further into bilirubin. In next slide we can see how the bilirubin get transported inside the body. So here we have seen when the hemoglobin get metabolized, it will form the unconjugated bilirubin, which will comes to the bloodstream. Through the bloodstream, albumin get transport that unconjugated bilirubin into the hepatocytes, which are the liver cells. Inside the liver cells, unconjugated bilirubin is converted into conjugated bilirubin by the help of glucuronic acid and other proteins. This conjugated bilirubin further transport the bilirubin into the biliary system and the small intestine. Through small intestine, conjugated bilirubin is converted into urobilinogen, which is further formed or excreted out in the form of feces, and some of the urobilinogen get absorbed in the portal vein. Through portal vein, it will get transported into the hepatocyte, through hepatocyte into the bloodstream, and through the bloodstream it reaches to the kidney, and by the help of urine formation it will get excreted out in urine through the kidney. Now the hyperbilirubinemia. Disruption of bilirubin metabolism and excretion can cause hyperbilirubinemia and subsequent jaundice. Hyperbilirubinemia may be conjugate or may be unconjugate depending on the cause. Some inherited syndromes of bilirubin handling can result in the hyperbilirubinemia. Some of these syndromes are Gilbert syndrome, Siegler-Nazar syndrome, Dubin-Johnson syndrome. Now, the jaundice is classified into three types. Those are the prehepatic, intrahepatic, and the posthepatic. In prehepatic, any cause of increased hemolysis like sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, transfusion reaction, and some drugs causes the rise in unconjugated hyperbilirubinemia. In intrahepatic, we can see the cause of hepatitis cirrhosis, hemochromatosis can result in hepatocyte destruction and therefore unconjugated hyperbilirubinemia or in bile, or it could be the cause of both conjugated and unconjugated. In posthepatic, occurring after conjugation of bilirubin within the liver. Following investigation help to determine the nature of jaundice. Some of the investigation are by the help of liver function test, which includes bilirubin test, ALT, AST. These are the enzymes produced inside the liver cell, and other enzymes like alkaline phosphatase and GGT, conjugated versus unconjugated bilirubin level, and other tests like urine bilirubin and urobilinogen level. Now in this slide, total bilirubin and its conjugated and unconjugated level help to determine the nature of jaundice. So here we can see the test which is being conducted in the investigation: total bilirubin, unconjugated and conjugated bilirubin. In the different classification of jaundice, that is prehepatic, hepatic and obstructive, the total bilirubin in prehepatic case is positive, hepatic case is double positive, and post-hepatic case, or we can say the obstructive case, is maximum or triple positive, we can say. In conjugated bilirubin, prehepatic case is normal, hepatic is increased, and post-hepatic is also increased. In unconjugated bilirubin, prehepatic in prehepatic classification, increased unconjugated bilirubin; in hepatic classification, increased unconjugated bilirubin; and in post-hepatic case, normal unconjugated bilirubin is formed. Liver enzymes like ALT, AST, which are also known as HGPT and SGOT, mainly present in hepatocytes, which means in liver cells, and other alkaline phosphatase and other GGT mainly present in bile canuculi. Now here, the dearrangement of particular liver enzyme in association with jaundice can determine nature of the jaundice. If we test these liver enzymes, we can see in prehepatic case the ALT/AST level is normal, in hepatic case it is maximized, and in post-hepatic case it is a slightly increase. And ALP in prehepatic case is normal, in hepatic it is slightly increased, and in post-hepatic it is increased drastically. Now these are the etiological causes of jaundice. Urine bilirubin. Normally, tiny amount of bilirubin excreted in urine in the form of conjugated bilirubin. Prehepatic jaundice, hemolysis causes rise in unconjugated bilirubin, and this is not excreted by the kidney. Therefore, there is no rise in urine bilirubin. Some causes of hepatic jaundice result in damage to biliary caniculi, therefore result in poor biliary drainage and therefore elevated bilirubin levels in blood excreted into urine. Post-hepatic jaundice, obstruction to biliary drainage, and so conjugate bilirubin levels in the blood increases and appears in the urine, giving the urine a dark urine color. Urine urobilinogen. In prehepatic jaundice, hemolysis results in increased bilirubin production and subsequent increased bilirubin metabolism and urobilinogen in stool and therefore in the urine. Some causes of hepatic jaundice result in hepatocellular destruction and therefore reduced excretion of reabsorbed urobilinogen, resulting in elevated level of urobilinogen in urine. Post-hepatic jaundice, less bilirubin reaching intestine, therefore reduction in urobilinogen, therefore reduction in urine urobilinogen. Now, there are some other investigation which must be done during the for the diagnosis of jaundice. These are the blood test, fasting blood. In the fasting blood sample, we can detect out the hemoglobin level. LFT test. In LFT test, we determine the bilirubin, SGPT, ALT, SGOT, alkaline phosphatase, and other serum proteins like albumin, conjugated and unconjugated bilirubin level, and the clotting time, and other syndrome. And in the urine sample, we can determine the bilirubin and urobilinogen. In prehepatic case, sickle cell test, serum electrophoresis, blood film is detected. In hepatic, serum iron, ferritin copper, autoantibody screen, hepatitis, liver USS. In post-hepatic, surgeons deal with post-hepatic jaundice. Thank you.